I want this to be the best job they ever had because I used to have a soul-sucking job in corporate America and I hated going there. I
Yeah.
thought about paying my son to do my job. I'm like, could I train him to do this? And I wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I know that I didn't do it. It was a thought, but I just know how important it is. When you love what you do, you'll never work another day. And so I want to have a great place where we're changing lives, both for my employees as well as our clients. I want it to be a fun place to work.
Hi, Dana. Thank you for joining me today on Keys to the Community.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, absolutely. Where are you today?
I'm in sunny Phoenix, Arizona, much different than where you guys are in the Arctic right now. It sounds a little scary.
For sure. Yes, good for you. I'm jealous. I wish I was there.
It's going to be, I don't want to make you feel bad, but it's going to be 75 here today.
Oh, wow. Just send some sunshine. We'll take that. Well, before we get started, I just want to thank my sponsors, Lighthouse Title, Independent Bank, and Cooper Insurance, and then give you a little bit of a market breakdown here. Ottawa County home prices average about $385,000 right now, 28 days on the market, and interest rates remain at about 6%. The market is very strong here in West Michigan, and we know why. I'm very biased towards the market, as you might imagine, and how it's just a great place. But with that, let's hear about Dana. Tell us a little bit about Dana, and then we'll get into Prime IV.
Oh, thanks so much. I Prime IV is a franchise. There's over 200 locations across the country, and there are Arizona is where I live, primarily my main residence, and we're looking to relocate and have a suburb home in Holland. So I'll tell you how that all happened. But I've owned my first Prime IV I built from the ground up 2.5 years ago in Phoenix, and we're the number one spa in Arizona out of 13, and we were top 10. Sometimes we've been number 4 in the country. I'm really proud of that. And since then, I've taken over another spa from another owner and here in Arizona, and then the one in Holland, Michigan last February came available. And I flew out I'd never been to Holland. I was born in Illinois, so I am a Midwest girl and
Mhm.
grew up in a small town, Cottonwood, Arizona, in Arizona. We moved there when I was 9. And so I do have Midwest roots. So I'd never been to Holland. I flew out, fell in love with the community, and I went in February. Keep in mind,
Yeah, yeah,
it wasn't the same weather that you're having right now. That might have scared me away, to be
yes,
honest.
yes.
There was like a little bit of snow on the ground. I did skid in the parking lot at the shops
Mhm.
at West Shore. That did scare me a little bit, but not too bad. And I really fell in love with the community and took over operations at that spot in March. And I'm really proud that they've almost 25 over 24, 2025 over 2024. We had a 90% increase in business. So very
Oh
excited
my.
to see what we do in 2026. My husband, I finally got him to come out for 4th of July, and
Mhm.
he too fell in love with it. And so now we are really hoping by spring that we'll have a place in Holland, a home away from.
Sure. And that's where we met. We met at Prime IV. I'm a client of yours. Happy to say that. I feel like right now everyone I know in West Michigan is sick with a head cold or something, so they should be going to get some IV treatment. What is that? Oh, I always forget. The immunity package, right?
Yes. That's always my go-to. I've been getting IV since 2018, and I would always get it whenever I felt like, oh my gosh, am I getting a sore throat, stuffy nose, or before I would travel, because nobody really educated me on the benefits of why you would want to get an IV once a month or even twice a month. Twice a month is ideal just because it can prevent you from getting sick. So the vitamins when you take oral vitamins, you only absorb about 20%. And so getting IV or injection, actually, you'll get 100% absorption. And the last 10 to 14 days, depending just on your body and what's going on, stress levels, things like that. And so an immunity IV, if you feel like you are getting sick, come in. The sooner you come in, it can shorten the time of your cold or even prevent it from getting full blown. But if you come in on a regular basis when you're sick, it can also, I have people who've been a member here in Arizona for a couple of years, and they swear by it. I haven't been
Sure.
sick since COVID, since I had COVID in 2020.
Okay. So when you are here in Holland, which is often, do you think there is a good balance of health options in our community?
So I was actually one of the reasons I chose to purchase or become a partner in the Holland Prime IV is really because I saw the potential. There was really only one other location in town that I saw other than a naturopathic doctor that does IVs in Holland. So there definitely is a need. I could throw a rock at 6 IV spas in Arizona. So compared to
Wow.
Arizona, I think the health and wellness in Holland, Michigan, there is room to grow. There's a lot of education we have to do. When we do marketing, we'll get people texting us back, why would I want to inject myself with a needle? Or why I'll just drink water. And I think they're not understanding when you get a bag full of lactated ringers, there's electrolytes in it. A liter of fluid is the equivalent of 2.5 gallons of water that you
Oh,
couldn't
wow.
drink. And you're hydrating on a cellular level. When you drink water, not a lot of that's coming out. You're not absorbing all of that. Us, we can add vitamins. So vitamin C, zinc, glutathione is a master antioxidant. So, we have clients who are inject themselves with medication for psoriasis. And yes, it helps their psoriasis, but it causes 3 other negative symptoms they don't want. And coming in twice a week to get a Glow IV, we have a client, she's completely off of her psoriasis medication. So we love to educate people on
Sure.
the benefits, not just of IV, but also different supplements that can help them to look better, feel better, and perform better.
Sure. And so how does that impact someone's long-term quality of life?
I think it's huge. They're showing now people born today will live to be over 100, 120. And do
Wow.
you want to age well and have your joints moving properly? Do you want to avoid having surgeries and being on medications? So I think taking care of yourself, eating right, staying hydrated, getting vitamins and nutrition that you need definitely can enhance your life. Also, we have NAD plus and Niagen, and those are so amazing for brain health. So if I was completely worried a couple of years ago that I might be having some onset early dementia or Alzheimer's,
Wow.
I could be talking to you and thinking maybe the word candle, but I'm like, okay, I can see a candle, but I can't, the word would not come to me, and
Sure.
and it would never come to me. It would be so frustrating. Since I started doing NAD, my mental clarity and recall is like a 20-year-old. I might forget something for a couple of seconds, maybe 20 seconds at the most, but it comes
Wow.
back to me, which is really amazing. We have a client that comes in who actually had anesthesia-induced dementia. It is
Sure.
a real thing. So I always try to educate people is the day before you have surgery and the day after, if you can, get high dose glutathione IV can help to clear out your brain fog. Now, of course, we check your medical intake form and we make sure that you can receive those things. But my husband, for example, had cancer removed. He also had a stent put in all in the last year. And
Yeah.
before the stent, the day before, we had him get the high dose glutathione IV, the day after, to help with that mental clarity and brain fog so that anesthesia doesn't permanently last. And as you get older, your brain is not as elastic. And so the older you are having these surgeries with anesthesia, and his last surgery was 8 hours. And
Oh,
so
wow.
he
Wow.
got a glutathione the day before his surgery, other IVs too with vitamin C and different things. But we did have, and then he was in the hospital for several days. So the day after he got out, the first thing we did, glutathione
Sure.
IV
Sure.
to prevent that from happening.
Sure. I've been with family members that are older, and when I say older, like 90, and been at the physician's office with them, and they said many times older people believe they have dementia coming on or something like that, but it's really a lack of hydration.
Yes.
So I think,
People, and
you
also it
know,
can make them, yes, it can. older people, if you don't get enough hydration, I just spoke at a senior center a couple weeks ago to educate them on that. Hey, make sure you're drinking your water every day. And then there's a problem. I think they don't like drinking water because they don't want to pee their pants. Let's be honest. Or I
Right.
know for me, I've gotten older. I'm like, if I have to go to the bathroom, I usually have to go right now. And so I get that as you
Right.
get older, you don't want to pee your pants, right? But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think, but you also don't want to get dizzy and fall down and break a hip or something or a bone, or you don't want to have that dementia or feel like you have that brain fog. It makes you tired. You can get UTI infections or
Sure.
kidney infections and things like that from not having enough water. I think risking it is worth it.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. I'm curious, besides you and Marty making it all happen up here in Holland, why such a tremendous increase year over year?
One, they used to only be open 3 days a week. So now we're
Mhm.
open six, and we're also open the first Sunday of every month. So the first week we're open 7 days a week. We are available for more hours and then strengthening the team. And I have an amazing manager, Kim Vandermolen, who I know has lived in Holland her whole life. And so she actually, when I first moved there, I joined the Chamber of Commerce first thing, and she was my, what is it, my mentor or advocate for the chamber. I know that's not the right word,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
she told me about all the networking groups to go to. And I went, after meeting her, I thought, wow, I really need somebody like Kim working for me. And I think I manifested her because I think a week later she was looking for a job, and I'm like, pick me, pick me.
Yeah. Great.
She is such an incredible asset to our team in Holland. And I know she is a great advocate because having three spas, I can't be there as much as I would like. So it's great having somebody there that I trust, that she really is as passionate about the business as I am. She
Sure.
started doing peptides. She's lost 50 pounds.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I love watching her transformation and how she feels about her. She feels better. She's healthier.
Sure. Yeah, that's great. You might be able to trade with her. She might be able to come to Phoenix for a little while if you want to come up here, and I'm sure she'd be open to that idea.
You know what? She's actually coming out the 6th for the weekend because
Oh, great.
I want her to see how a top spa runs so that she can take that home and implement some of those changes. So that I really feel Holland could be number one spa in the country. The number one spa at Prime IV in the country is actually Appleton, Wisconsin, which has a very similar, it's a little bit larger, but very similar demographics
Wow.
and much competition. So I truly believe, and they do 4 times the volume that the number two spot is. So
Wow.
I think Holland will soon be I think it could be this year, the number one spot in the country. So that's
There you go.
our goal to help. Do you say Michiganians or how do you say this?
Yes, right.
Helping the Holland community to become healthier and happier and live a long life, a long, healthy life.
How can people be more proactive with their health and wellness, in your opinion?
I think you have to do what you love. For me, a lot of times I think, oh, I should go work out every day or what. And that's not really my jam. So I think it's finding something. I like hot yoga and
Hmm.
I like walking or taking walks. That's my thing. So trying not to beat myself up that I'm not a gym rat, or every time I go to the gym, and I've even had personal trainers, I injure myself. So I'm like, after this a couple times, I'm like, I don't think this is for me. So I think finding some type of activity, that I think that's important, leading an active style. So finding if it's pickleball, I love pickleball too. So
Yeah.
that's really, and they have the new community center that has all those pickleball courts right there. I
Right.
haven't tried
Exactly.
it out yet. So I think we're all different. I have friends who are keto that are high protein, and I have other friends that are vegan or vegetarian and they're healthy. So I think it's finding what works for you and not jumping on the next diet fad, that kind of thing, but keeping a balance of, I know they just made our food pyramid, they dumped it upside
Yeah.
down. So what we
Right.
all know, like less sugar, less carbs, and probably more protein and fats. There's a great book called Lies My Doctor Told Me, which
Oh,
talks
really?
about,
Oh, wow.
how we all were like, oh, low fat. And that was not that was not right.
Sure,
Fat,
sure.
we need fat for hormones. And so
Mm.
now everybody's wondering, why are our hormones all wacky? We took fat out of our diet. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
and you need healthy fats for cholesterol. And there's a great doctor here in Scottsdale, Dr. Wolfson. And it's really, I don't want to get into that, but just things that we've been told about different medications and things to do with your
sure.
heart. So I
Okay.
think people really need to do their own research.
Sure, sure. When I've been into Prime IV, I've probably been recommended, but I've also read about NAD plus. Tell me about that.
Oh, that is my absolute favorite thing. It is a coenzyme you are born with, but you can't really produce anymore. So you have to supplement. So NAD plus stands for nicotinidenide adenine dinucleotide. That's why we call it NAD plus. Do not call it
Yes,
NIC,
thank you. Okay.
NAD plus. And we have people who come in who say that. They're like, oh, please don't say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so NAD plus, I highly recommend everybody does a 4 regimen of that if you can. 4 days in a row. It is a longer IV. Most people take 3 to 4 hours. We can cater lunch. We'll bring lunch to you. We can get Potbelly next door or somewhere else. We have a lot of great restaurants, the shops at West Shore that we can triple to. So we'll bring you lunch. You feel a little like indigestion, maybe tightness in your chest. So the slower it goes, the less you feel. We have had people that really don't like the way it feels. It takes 6 hours for them. So it can be longer, but doing
Oh,
it 4 days in a row or as close together. So let's say you can only do it every Saturday. Come in 4 Saturdays in a row and do it in a month. And then you can boost it by doing injections or IVs in between. We do have something new. We just got this in October, and it's Nigen. And Nigen is a precursor to NAD. The bad part is it's twice as expensive as NAD, but the great part is you can add it to any IV. So you could add 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams. You could even do 1,000 milligrams and still do your immunity IV with it. So you could do, and if you can do 4 days in a row of that also, but it is a precursor. So what it does is it goes into your body, and then your body is able to, it turns it into the NAD plus.
okay,
And
okay.
there's really zero side effects. The most people like really say is you get this kind of tingling in your jaw, but people really like it, especially the ones that can't really tolerate the NAD. Now you can take it orally, of course. I do take it orally in between. We have these buccal strips that they're like a Listerine strip, and it's sublingual. So it still goes directly into your bloodstream and bypasses your gut. But always IV or injection is going to be the most effective and quickest way to see results. And then supplementing, you can some things with oral if you need to.
Before we continue, I'd like to give a big shout out to our amazing sponsors for making this podcast possible. Lighthouse Title, Independent Bank, Josh DeVries Mortgage Lender, Cooper Insurance, Jose Morales, in partnership with Fremont Mutual Insurance. Thank you for your support. Check out their info in the description below. Let's dive back in. Sure. You mentioned, I don't want to pick on Kim, but that she's taking the peptides. Tell me about that and how that works with Prime IV.
Yes, I've taken them too. So we have semaglutide, sermorelin, and tirzepatide. So semaglutide is similar to Ozempic. Tirzepatide is similar to Mounjaro. It is more expensive, but a superior product. It has fewer side effects and quicker results. So I recommend people do that. We have had some people, including myself, who semaglutide. I didn't lose any weight. In 3 months, I lost 2 pounds, and I did have headache and nauseousness. Other people take it, lose weight, and have no problem. So everybody's different. The tirzepatide, I lost 27 pounds in 3 months, and it was a year ago. It was in 2024. So I've kept it off over a year. And I think the difference, I know you can get things online with other companies and things like that, but there's an article I just read, and there's a lot of scammers out there, and you might get it online and it's cheaper, but it's not really the right product. We get all of our products from 503A and 503B pharmacies, so we know they work. We also really hold our clients' hands. We guide them if they're hitting a plateau. We might suggest, hey, you may need to cut out alcohol, or let's take a look at your diet or your exercise, because we don't want people to we want people to lose fat and not a lot of muscle, which can
Sure.
actually happen. So we really educate, and we also, how we taper our clients off. We do it for success, because we don't want you to lose 50 pounds and then 6 months later gain it back, right? We
Yeah.
pay it off. So I think that's where we're different. We also have, which is really great. That is an ejection for if you are already pretty fit, but maybe have just a little bit of extra weight, or you just want to tone and tighten things up. That is amazing. You do need to be working out at least 3 times a week, doing some type of physical exercise. Otherwise, it could have the reverse effect. But we have a client who was going to Orange Theory, and won he won a contest there, because it was whoever lost the most fat and gained the most muscle, and he was doing so
No.
more. So he won a year at Orange Theory.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, wow.
he came in, and he's in his 50s, and he goes, I've never had a washboard stomach. And he was showing us his washboard stomach. And so that was pretty cool. It can also help with joint pain. It helps people sleep better. We hear they have a lot of vivid dreams that are on it. I've wanted to try Sermorelin, and I don't work out enough. Sadly, I'm guilty of that. I wanted to try it, so I can't give you my own personal experience.
Sure. So that raises another question for me. There's so many people, most of us, that have too much on our plate, food included, but are running around just from one fire to another. How can Prime IV help with their wellness when they're as busy as we all tend to be?
Yes, we call it the 1 hour vacation. So the first time you come in, plan on about 90 minutes, but otherwise, and especially if you're in a hurry, let us know, but come in for your 1 hour vacation. Do your body good. We have full body, zero gravity massage chairs, an eye mask, a blankie, some oxygen. So we'll start your IV. While you're dripping, you sit in one of our lovely lounge chairs, you get a massage and some me time, some guilt-free me time.
Yeah, that is awesome. I love those chairs. Yeah.
Mobile. So if somebody is sick and can't
Oh,
come in, we do mobile IVs. We can do groups. We've done like 57 IVs in one day. We've gone into a business where we've done 32 IVs every Monday. So people are just sitting around conference room. They would bring their laptops and work, and we do IVs. We can do them at people's desks. We can do it for a solo person. We've done it for a party. Some people in Saugatuck were at an Airbnb. We went there, and they had a fun weekend of drinking, and that helped. They got hydrated before they went back to Chicago.
wow. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. So let's go back to Holland a little bit. What you said, you fell in love with it. Tell me some things that made Holland special to you.
First and foremost, I would say it is the people. The people are really amazing. And I know it's interesting because Arizona is full of, I know it doesn't matter to you, a lot of people are from the Midwest here, but maybe it's because everybody doesn't know people like they do in Holland. There's more of a small town community feel. But when I told people that I'd started this business, and I was honest with people. I'm like, yeah, I took it over. We're losing money. I need to get clients. I'd like to
Yeah.
keep jobs for my employees, and I want to help people. And so I'm just I need to get the word out. And I just want people to come in, and we give a freebie, come in and get a freebie 12 injection and take a tour, check out our massage chairs. So many people didn't even know we were there or what we did, or they thought we were a water store. They go to FedEx, they go to Potbelly Sandwich Shop, and they didn't know we were there. And so many people I think you were one of them, actually. You're like, I'd love to help you out. And you invited me into your office to share with the other realtors. And I'm like, this makes a great realtor gift. When somebody's closing on a house, you're moving, it's stressful. They can come in and get an IV after. So I
Sure.
think it makes a great closing gift, that kind of thing. And so people genuinely, they wanted to help. They wanted to see us be successful. And everybody is just really nice. And I love downtown Holland, Zeeland. We've even ventured out to North Haven, South Haven, Saugatuck. And I love the water. I really love the ocean, but Lake Michigan feels like an ocean. I mean,
Yeah. It does.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, I was blown away. I'm like, it's like an ocean with no salt or sharks.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Lake Michigan unsalted is what I see the t-shirts downtown that
Oh,
you
that's
can buy.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. I know when you're up here, you're busy working and don't have a lot of time for play, but have you been able to get out to the beach or any of the parks or anything like that?
Yes, we have. We rented the little boats in Saugatuck, the little
Oh yeah,
vintage boat
retro.
out
Yeah.
around there, which was really great. I've been up to the deck. Is that in
Oh,
Mississippi? So
sure.
we've been up there. There's a really cool company that I've wanted to do since 2017. It's called Outstanding in the Field. I have been getting their emails since 2017. I get one and they're having a farm to table dinner in South Haven and we happen to be there. So I did a surprise date with my husband at a farm in South Haven and we had this dinner out in the field with 150 people.
Oh,
It was
wow. That
so
sounds awesome.
magical.
Yeah.
Yes. So I know there's a lot. My husband really wants to go to Traverse City.
Oh,
And the
yes.
problem
Yes,
is
for sure.
usually when I'm there sometimes for a week, this in the summer I was there for a month. And that's one of the reasons we want to have a home there. I really want my kids to come out for 4th of July. But also if I can come out like all summer, I'll feel like, oh, I can take a couple days off to see some more
Sure.
of Michigan.
Yeah. I'd be happy to share a bunch of spots with you when you're in town of things that I think you should check out. So I'd be glad to do
Okay,
that.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to hear
Yeah.
all not the touristy places, but
No.
speaking of that though, we did go to Pronto
Okay.
and my husband had to get a t-shirt. I
Awesome.
don't know if you've seen the
Yeah.
t-shirts, but it's so funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Just a little story there. When we were shut down for COVID, Pronto Pups opened and they had a line, I forget, hundreds of people long so people could get a Pronto Pup. It was funny to see. Yeah. So Dana, as we kind of wrap up here, if people wanted to learn more about you, your story, Prime IV, wherever, how can they find you?
Prime IV, like the main website is primevhydration.com. And we are located, I'm happy to chat with anyone anytime. So if you reach out to the spa and you want to chat with me, I'd be happy to give you a call, share any of my experiences. You can share what you love about Holland. We are located at the Shops at West Shore. So it's 12359 James Street, in between FedEx and Potbelly Sandwich Shop. Our phone number is 616-523-3204.
Awesome. And I'm sure you're on all the socials that they could find you there too.
We are Facebook, Dana Kupper personally. Feel free to connect with me there. But also, we do have a Facebook and Instagram page for the Holland Prime IV. We have a great social media person. So we've done some really cute videos with the staff,
Yeah,
which is
sure.
awesome. Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Anything we missed? Anything we should talk about relative to Holland or Prime IV?
No, I don't think so. Our staff there is really amazing. I know I mentioned Kim, and I don't want to miss the staff. So Kayla's been there from the very beginning, and we have Jody. Just our staff there. I can't mention everybody, but the staff there is really great, and they really care about our clients and want to do a good job. So come in
Yeah.
and see them.
You have a people business, right? That starts with your people, right?
Yes, I tell them, all of them, I want this to be the best job they ever had because I used to have a soul-sucking job in corporate America and I hated going there. I
Yeah.
thought about paying my son to do my job. I'm like, could I train him to do this? And I wouldn't have to.
Yeah.
I know that I didn't do it. It was a thought, but I just know how important it is when you love what you do, you'll never work another day. And so I want to have a great place where we're changing lives, both for my employees as well as our clients. I want it to be a fun place to work. And the more successful we are, I love to get back to the community. Once we're in a profit mode, I'd love to get back more to do more in the community and be more involved. We already are. We're going to do free B12 injections for teachers this
Oh,
year at some of the various
wow.
schools. So we are trying to get back. We have sponsored some events and things like the marathons and different things to get involved with the community.
You had a women's event, that you, or one coming up or something like that. Did I read
Yes,
that?
Kim is the force behind that. So she has done one in the fall before Thanksgiving, I think. And unfortunately, I was supposed to be out, but my husband had surgery, so I missed it. But she's doing another. Now it was so successful. It was the most successful one. She's having one in March. I don't have the date because I think she changed, but in March, there will be an event at the community center again. And it's
Mhm.
absolutely fabulous with supporting other women businesses and vendors just in the community. And I know she had some food and drink. So it was really great. And so I think it's going to become now a spring and fall event.
Oh, fun. I'm sure if somebody checks out your Facebook page, they'll be able to find the dates there and so on.
Yes, it is
Yeah,
on there. I should have been more
great.
prepared. Sorry about that.
Well, you're fine. You're fine.
Should have
Dana,
been.
I appreciate all your time. I look forward to seeing you when it warms up a little bit. Don't come now. It's -degrees here. Stay warm in Scottsdale, and I'll continue to be jealous of what you have there.
Come
But I look
visit
forward to seeing you.
anytime. Okay.
Yeah, I need to do that. But thank you so much, and I'll talk to you again soon.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks, Phil. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Keys to the Community. Make sure you subscribe and stay connected to what's happening across West Michigan. And if real estate is on your mind, reach out. I'd love to help.